And it makes us begin to think, what perhaps are we adding to the true worship of God? What are we putting there that should not be there? And maybe in a church like ours, we're a conservative, Bible-believing church. Sometimes we place in Bible reading. You better be reading your Bible all day. You better be reading it a lot. And only then will you be truly worshiping God. But no, that's not the case. Okay? If you miss reading your Bible for one day, it's not like you're, chasing after false gods or anything like that. But sometimes we place and try to add those things under true worship of God. Perhaps it's prayer. We can use prayer. Prayer is a great thing. But we can use prayer to even distract us and take us away from true worship of God. We try to have this holy attitude. We know what we're supposed to do and say, let me pray about it. Let me take some time to pray about it. Let me take some time to ask God when you already know what God is convicting you to do. And that is taking away from that true worship and being obedient to what God has called you to do. What are you adding to the true worship of God? What is taking the place of God's rightful throne in your life? And what is an idol? An idol really is simply anything that distracts you from God. And I've spent a lot of time with you guys. Whenever I ask for prayer requests, a lot of the times, first thing someone will say, and it's not a bad thing, but it's school. So then usually I always ask a follow-up question, okay, what about school? And then, most of the time you guys are maybe able to piece together a little bit like, oh, it's just really busy and, things like that. So I'm like, okay, I'll pray for your school, I'll pray for your tests and things, which is important. You want to do well and you want to be excellent in that. But sometimes you can allow school to take so much time and so much priority that God begins to fall away from the picture of what you are supposed to be and what you are supposed to do in worship. And you begin to place all of your energy into school, and you come on a Friday or you come on a Sunday and you have nothing left to give to God. Or you're just giving God your leftovers because you have prioritized something else and you have put something else on the throne of God. Perhaps it's another type of extracurricular that you're doing, sport or band or whatever else it is. I've seen some of you, maybe you're here and maybe you're not. You've been involved in band and you're needing to go to games and things like that and you're not coming on Friday. Understandably so, because you need to be at the football games or whatever it is. But once you begin to miss a few Fridays, then you're like, well, I'm kind of tired on Sunday. I don't really need to go. And then you stop going to Sundays, and then it's been a whole season where you're in band, and you're like, I haven't got to church in a long time. And you just stop coming. And it's sad, but we've seen that here in the youth ministry, and it's a sad thing, and that is the case of something else. An idol is taking the seat of God, and something is distracting you from God and destroying the true worship that you are supposed to have with God. If we create idols, if we create a house of worship that is geared towards someone else and something else other than God, then it's not going to end well. And what's going to end for us, what's going to be our outcome is destruction and eternal damnation. What are you adding to the true worship of God this morning? What is distracting you from worshiping God? Material possession, idols in your life. What is it that's taking you away from God